fully aware that I'm the last speaker in the reception, so I do promise I will be brief. I'm honored to be here with all of you. I do want to particularly recognize Congressman Brady and Councilwoman Casco. Thank you both for your friendship and guidance. I'm eternally grateful also to all of the elected officials who are here, and I am a little afraid of missing someone. But one who was not mentioned in terms of helping me get to the bench is Senator Tina Tartaglione, who got midnight texts from me and always responded. So I thank you. Also my friends, Councilwoman Guadalupe Brown, Councilwoman Maria Quinones Sanchez, Representative Brian Sims, and Councilman Mark Swilla. And again, if I missed anyone, I apologize. But thank you all for being stalwart friends. I would not be here without each of you. And while brevity prevents me from thanking every official who has helped me to attain this milestone, I certainly want to recognize Senator Bob Casey, a great leader and supporter. He was unable to be with us today, but I owe an equal debt of gratitude to his Chief of Staff, Jim Brown, who is here with his wife, Lynn, who have both been great friends. Anthony Hardy-Williams, Senator Anthony Hardy-Williams sends his regrets, but his mother, Carol Williams-Green, has been kind enough to join us. Mrs. Williams-Green also is the widow of the Honorable Clifford Scott Green, one of our outstanding and inspiring Philadelphia judges. Thank you all. The careers of these public servants, my friends and mentors, illustrate that no one obtains this type of position on her own, or really anything in life on her own. So I also want to acknowledge some others who inspired me. I now spend every working day in the Juanita Kidd Stout Criminal Justice Center. Justice Stout was the first African-American woman, I think she was the first African-American woman to do everything. She was the first African-American woman to be elected to any United States court of record. The first elected to the Philadelphia Court of Common Pleas, the court on which I have the honor to now sit, and the first to serve on any state Supreme Court in our nation. She was not a woman to be taken lightly. To start like me, she abhorred bad writing and poor grammar. When she received death threats because of her tough stance on gang violence, she was not intimidated, but she did lament that the grammar was atrocious. And the letters were riddled with misspellings. According to the New York Times, she had a fine eye for the line between teenage excess and hardcore crime, and took notice of a glimmer of remorse and a spark of resolve to do better. These are qualities I hope to exercise every day and to cultivate in the years ahead. I did not know Justice Stout personally, but I have been fortunate to have a long association with another judicial trailblazer, the Honorable Norma L. Shapiro, who I'm so grateful is here with us. Many of you know Judge Shapiro was the first female judge in the Third Circuit, and she has deservedly won highest honors from the American Bar Association, the Philadelphia Bar Association, and our alma mater, Penn Law School, among others. She has a razor-sharp mind and unparalleled work ethic and is devoted to justice. But what distinguishes Judge Shapiro for me is the role she's played as a mentor to scores of young men and women new to the bar. Judge Shapiro gave me my first law job. She's been a model of how to balance family, two demanding careers, and public service. When my children were young, she toured them through her courtroom, and most impressive to them, her holding cell. For almost 30 years, she has been just a phone call away when I needed advice or an ear. I also, of course, stand on the shoulders of my family, and I'm thrilled that my Uncle Newton Weiss, Aunt Ruth Weiss, Uncle Edward Hamburg, and Janine Hamburg are all here, as well as two of my four sisters, and many of my cousins who come from as far as Western Massachusetts and California. Giving back to the community is in my genes. On my mother's side of the family now, 3 generations have been involved in the civic life of Paulsboro, New Jersey, where my mother, Sylvia, grew up. My father, Herbert, was a neighborhood doctor in the Kensington area of Philadelphia. In the years before widespread health care insurance, he provided medical care regardless of ability to pay. He even made house calls. I know because I patiently sat in the white Buick with the red interior as he went in to see patients, and I was always mollified by the thought that he might take me to Lex's hot dogs or to have blintzes at the Ambassador Dairy Hotel afterwards. My mother was his partner in the office as well as at home. Among the many things they taught me, they valued the ability to connect with all people, regardless of their background or station in life. They're no longer with us, but before you all, my friends and family, I want to thank my mom and dad. If Mom were here, she wouldn't have had to say my cup runneth over. And I would not be here without the help and encouragement of so many dear friends, too numerous to mention. I promise I won't mention them all. I really am moved that people are here dating all the way back to J. Hampton Elementary School in Northeast Philadelphia, and include not only clients and colleagues, but those I've worked with at many nonprofit organizations, and also those with whom I worship from Mishkan Shalom Synagogue. Let me make a note of a few special friends. Malcolm's already told the story of how 5 years ago he called me and suggested that I should be a judge. It was not something I'd ever given more than a passing thought. Indeed, I was a very happy lawyer. So I owe Malcolm an incredible debt of gratitude in setting me on this path. Once on that path, I've been assisted every step of the way by my 2 brothers from another mother, Jonathan Seidel and Kevin Greenberg, and by countless friends who could not fit into the program if we stayed here all night, and again, I promise you we won't. But these friends who I really must mention, who were not speakers, are Jill Roberts, Chuck Finney, Tomas Sanchez, and Mark Siegel. It's not often that Malcolm Lazen and Mark Siegel agree on anything. I'm deeply honored to call both of them my friends. I couldn't have gotten here without the support and encouragement of my former colleagues at the bar, starting with my friends at Plaster Greenberg, many of whom are here today. Plaster was an absolutely wonderful place to practice law, great lawyers and great people. And we all owe them a debt of gratitude because they're sponsoring the reception today. And again, you're also, I know, colleagues of mine from my years at Pepper Hamilton, Claire Harrison, and Wolf Block. And I'm grateful to all of you. I have to thank in particular Lisa Marosha, my assistant for many years, and my new staff, Abbé Israel, my city mod, my clerks, my secretary Jennifer Amato, my court crier Anthony Giordano, and my court clerk Joanna Masunis. They have smoothed my transition and helped get to this day. I've saved those closest to me for last. My sisters, only 2 of whom could make it here today, Donna and Ricky. My brothers-in-law, really my brothers, Barry Horn and Woody Hinkle. Woody's wife, Karen Masuti, so I actually have even more sisters. My wife, Jane Hinkle, and my children, Ted, our children, Ted and Liz. Jane, you are the bravest person I know. Ted and Liz, you make us proud every day. And it means the world to me that you're here to share this with me. I simply would not be here without my entire family's love and support. And now very few words about the job. As you've been told, I'm assigned to a felony waiver room. That means I hear criminal cases of defendants who have waived their right to a trial by jury. Every day I decide whether young men go to jail, and if so, for how long. I'm responsible for making sure their constitutional rights are upheld, while at the same time protecting the public and our communities. It is an awesome responsibility. I absolutely love what I do, and I'm privileged to have the opportunity to serve the city of Philadelphia and the people of Philadelphia. During my excellent training, for which I thank Judge Meinhardt and Judge Charles Ehrlich, I've had the opportunity to observe a number of other judges in the criminal division. I have terrific I have terrific colleagues on the bench, and have learned much watching them. And I do have to single out Judge Dan Anders, who has been there for me every step. Now I'm going to disclose a judicial secret. Many judges tape a saying or a reminder in front of them so